just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the DMP. Before I get into it though, bloke jerseys, Monday, 6 p.m. They are dropping. The reveal of which jersey we will be releasing is Sunday, around 6:15 p.m. Be there. So Monday, 6 p.m, we've got our bloke jerseys dropping, and we've also got our brand new bloke hats dropping. And also, actually, 2 seconds.
Where you going, mate? You're running.
The bombshell.
Kid's running.
This is the bombshell.
The bombshell. Oh, shit.
People have been demanding. This is the one thing people have been demanding. Bloke slides. That's right. Bloke slides will also be available Monday, 6 p.m. And they are super comfy, I'm telling you right now.
They look comfortable.
They are
Fuck.
super comfortable. So Monday, 6 p.m, we've got bloke hats, jerseys, and bloke slides.
Hot.
I don't even know why I got them made, if I'm being honest. But they're made. They're
Hot.
made. So give her a crack. Monday, 6 p.m, limited supply. Be there or be square.
He wouldn't want to be square.
The great Edward has joined me, mate. You look a bit lighter today. What's
Lighter?
Well, yeah. Well, where's your mate? No offense,
Well, the
like-
big fella,
Yeah.
he's gone to Fiji, so
Oh,
I'll be
not
running the
sick?
show today.
Not
Not
sick?
sick? No, he doesn't get sick anymore because of this stuff.
Oh, fair enough.
He wanted me to remind you,
Oh no, here we go.
or not remind, but point out that last week we couldn't do the potty because you had to go home to your kid.
Yeah.
So he thinks that that's the first time that a kid's got in the way of the podcast for you. And you didn't
No,
acknowledge
because
that.
I offered times that we could do it and yous couldn't do it because yous had other stuff on.
But he just wanted me to point that out to you. Now you can debate it all you want. Yeah. I'm just a messenger.
Is he okay? So
I'm a messenger.
Okay,
here.
let's unpack this a little bit. So is he really saying he doesn't want me to spend Anzac Day with my son?
So he would contend that Wednesday afternoon,
Which is the only time that was offered from your end.
yes, you opted to be with your child. And he would suggest that is a no-show, or you've failed to attend because of a child.
And so, but for the record, I offered other times, correct?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So
They were inconvenient as fuck.
So I offered other times. The boys offered other times, but we're busy, baby. We're both busy.
Yeah,
and we couldn't get it done.
No dog in the fight. Dogless.
Honestly, it sounds to me like Tom wants me not to spend Anzac Day with my son. That's what it sounds like.
Listen,
That's what it sounds like.
listen, if Anzac Day was offered up, I wouldn't have been in attendance. Know that. If Anzac Day was the option, no, not happening.
Okay, so it's just because I didn't specifically be able to do it at a time that suited him.
Yep.
That means I'm a dog.
You're a dog. Yeah.
Dog dad.
Dog dad. Listen, he just wanted me to point that out. He didn't even ask me specifically. He'd mentioned it last week, and I thought it was worth bringing up.
Oh, okay, fair
But
enough.
he's not here. He's in Fiji.
Yeah, he can't defend himself.
He can't defend himself.
He's
which
in
is-
Fiji.
That's
Sun in
the
his
way you
dick.
like it.
Sun in his dick.
Yeah, he's sunning his
I thought it
penis.
wasn't horizontal season.
Listen, you can take horizontal season whenever the fuck you like, if you want. It's just that from the summer solstice, December 21, December 22 to the end of January, everyone is horizontal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thus horizontal season.
Yep.
But you can get horizontal at other times in the year if you would like.
How many horizontal seasons cards can you play during a year?
As many as you like.
Really?
If you've got shitloads of money and shitloads of time and nothing to do,
Like Tom.
you could technically be horizontal all year.
So if you cashed up like Tom, heaps of time.
Well, he doesn't have heaps of time, and he doesn't take that many holidays, to be honest. Sometimes it pisses me off. I'm like, bruh.
Get away.
Get away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get the fuck away. You know, we get to the end of the year, long year, you know what it's like, draining as fuck.
It's a lot.
And
I mean, it's not a lot
he's
compared
like,
to normal
we're
days.
just going to do a staycation. I'm like, why?
Yeah, staycation's very strange.
Fuck
areas.
that.
Yeah.
Get out and about. So I'm very pleased to see him in Fiji.
I'm not a staycation guy.
Nah.
Very weird areas for me.
Nah.
How is a hotel better than your own bed?
He was staying at home, just going out for dinner. I'm like,
That's not a staycation.
bruh.
Oh my God.
Bruh.
That's a normal weekend.
Come on, that's not a staycation. That's not a staycation. Staycation is, exactly, nip into the hotel around the corner.
Which is weird areas for
Which
me.
is weird areas. Well, you could just drive to another area, like another town or another part of the country, and then get a hotel there.
Yeah.
But
Also, Sydney hotels are a rip-off these
of course
days.
they are. Of course, mate. Hotels generally are a rip-off, but you're right. Sydney hotels in particular.
I will say though,
But going out for dinner and just living in your own house, I don't think constitutes anything at all.
honestly, constitutes an all weekend.
Yeah,
Like that's what
it's
you're
just
doing.
you've gone out for dinner.
Yeah, you got to have dinner. But I will say, good man. You know, I think they do deserve a Fiji trip. The crew.
Fuck yeah. Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. No,
The crew
100%.
does.
No. The crew needed one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
they
shout out to the Birminghams. I'm happy as Larry
Yeah.
that he's sunning his dick in the right way.
do. Yeah.
In the right way.
like
Because I want him to be relaxed. I want him to be zen.
Yeah.
And I know he's going to come back zen. Whereas just going out for dinner, living in your own house at the end of the year, I don't think you're getting as zen as you possibly could.
Nah, not at all.
So-
You might get a little bit of zen, but not 100% zen.
You're not getting that Royal McCoy zen.
No. That's all fake stuff.
You're not getting that fair income zen. You're getting
Fiji.
faux zen.
Beautiful place, Fiji.
You're beautiful.
Been there with the misso and there's a
Make
lot
love?
of love in the air.
Make love over there?
I tried to.
Okay. Well, as long as you had a crack.
Look, I had a crack. I don't know whether it would class being making love, but
Yep.
the attempt was there. I attempted to.
Yeah. And
Love-
it's the thought that counts.
It's a thought that counts, absolutely. Intention matters.
It does.
Intention matters.
Well, intention's everything.
It absolutely is everything.
You know,
intention.
intention's absolutely
I
everything.
do feel like intention has been robbed in today's day and age. I don't want to go down that path, but I feel like it's just like intention doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Can you give me an example?
Like, okay, let's say you say a joke that's a bit uncouth.
Yep.
And you're a good bloke. You just said an uncouth joke. You didn't mean it that way, and you get absolutely crucified for it.
Yeah.
Intention is completely robbed from that situation.
Completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. If you intend something and you follow through on it and it's fucking a nasty thing, then you're a bit of a cunt.
Yeah, you're a dog. But if you say something uncouth, but you're like, oh, didn't actually mean it like that, and it's come off wrong, I made a little bit of a mistake, don't crucify me. That's okay, baby.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
Yeah. It'd be like me being like, you were a great football player.
I feel like I was for a little bit.
Yeah. No, like you were like one of the greats all time. You know, like you can, if you thought I was being serious,
Yeah.
then you'd be,
But I know
Your
your
head would
inten-
be huge.
But I know your intention, though. Your intention, like, it's just a joke, you know? You're not actually trying to bring me down.
no.
Just like wearing a shirt of your mate getting knocked out on your own podcast. It's just a joke.
Like when Jarchi got knocked the fuck out by Groper inside of the first round and on the way down dislocates his own shoulder. You get that on a shirt and you wear it in front
It's
of
brutal.
it. And then when I take my shirt off, Tobler's got one on, Willie Birmingham's got one on, and Cody's got one on, and we're all wearing them. And then we get one for Judge. But if I actually meant that, then I'm mean.
You're mean. But in saying that, like, that's content first kind of stuff.
Yes, I also did sort of mean it. But it's also, you can't get away from reality, right? Did you, Jack Edward Archdale, get knocked out by Groper in round one in front of 4,000 people and dislocate your shoulder? Yes, you did. That happened. We're not making that up.
But could you say, and I got no dog in this fight, but could you say there's a element of rubbing it in by printing it on a t-shirt going to that level?
I think that in defeat in particular, one must always be humble.
Okay.
And
It's defeat as well.
it was my way of reminding Jay that he's not all that.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Like he hadn't got enough reminders by waking up in the canvas.
Couldn't be sure. Couldn't be sure. And also, as you say, content first.
It is always content first.
The content cartel never sleeps.
I tell you what.
You know that.
I tell you what. Shout out to Judge though, because I know people take the piss or whatever. It takes friggin' balls to get in a ring. If you've ever been in a sparring session or whatever, that shit is scary as fuck.
Mate, I full credit to Jarch. Full credit
credit.
to him. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get in the ring. We were asked, Tom and I said, absolutely fucking not. I don't have the balls to do it. Hands in the air. No balls over here. Ballless. And I'm comfortable with that. Yeah. You know what I was more than happy to wear a tuxedo with a beautiful faux fur and just call the fights from the safety.
Which you did exceedingly well.
Thank you, mate.
Actually, you know what? You actually were fucking really good. I'll give you that.
Thank you, buddy.
It feels weird saying that, but you're actually really fucking
That's
good.
real.
But I don't say actually in a negative way, though.
Yeah.
I'm saying I already knew you were good,
Yeah.
but I feel like you actually were a good commentator. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Like, I know you're a good podcaster, but I wasn't aware of your commentating skills.
Thank you very much, Denon. That's a beautiful thing to say.
Well, this is how I feel.
You're a really nice guy. You know that? Has anyone told you how nice you are?
Until Tommy gets back, then I'm a piece of shit.
But so yeah, I mean, I full credit to all the boys and the girls that got in the ring, and in fact, not really credit to the girls that jumped in. That was just they weren't even fighting.
Very uncouth.
They weren't even fighting.
It was couth, but a bit uncouth.
It was. You know, it was wild stuff.
Look, it was entertaining.
It was. The ref liked it. That's about it. Everyone else was like, Jesus.
So
Christ.
people that are sitting there going, what the hell are these blokes talking about? So there was a podcasting boxing charity event. That was
Podcast Royale.
Was it charity or not charity?
I am not aware. I can't comment. I
Okay,
don't
so it was a boxing event between podcasters.
Yep.
And massive congratulations to the boys that put it on, because those things are tough to put on.
Out for events, out
And
for
it,
Blokes Boys, and a few others.
Sold thousands of tickets, fastest selling boxing event in Australian history, which shows you the power of podcasting. And all the boys got in there, ripped and teared. There wasn't a good punch thrown all night, I'll say that. But
the one that knocked Jarch out was pretty good.
it was decent. It was straight.
Yeah.
That was the only straight punch all night.
Yep.
No, so I'm joking. There was some straight punch. Lukey was pretty good. He's got a bit of experience in boxing ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations to the boys, because that is tough to put on. Tough to put on. Was it a good night?
It was a fucking great night. Like you say, like thousands of tickets there. The Gold Coast Convention Centre's no joke.
Oh, Gold Coast is no joke.
Perfect, bruh.
Gold Coast is no joke.
No joke. As soon as I got in there, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be rocking tonight.
Yeah.
And it was. Went off without a hitch pretty much. Like it was a great night. Everyone was there, was frothing, well behaved, had the time of their lives, and you got to watch people punch on.
Did you ever think, like, so let's say you're leaving uni and you're going, I'm going to be sitting ringside watching two women in G-strings pretend to fight each other whilst Danny Green is beside me.
Next to
commentating.
Danny Green, who's now a dear close personal friend. Like, I was saying that to Burma. I'm like, dude, this is going to be one of the most outrageous nights of our life. Sitting next to Danny Green while 7 blokes in high vis, blindfolded, just swung at each other. And then when they got knocked out, they just dragged him out of the ring and kept going. It was ludicrous. It was absolutely absurd.
Oh, man. But
God, yeah, you're dead fucking right. It was one of those pinch yourself sort of moments. It really was. I'm wearing a fur and shit. I'm like, what am I doing? What is this shit?
Look, good on them for putting it on, though. As I said, I think everyone was... I think the positive thing about that night is, like, no one was pretending to be a boxer. You know what I mean? Like, no one was pretending like, hey, this is going to be high-quality fighting here. It was literally a bunch of very average blokes with average rigs trying to throw punches in a semi-straight direction.
Yep.
But I tell you what everyone had is a bit of ticker.
Shitloads of ticker.
Ticker to be.
Shitloads of ticker.
They should have
like the
bottled the
boys
ticker.
at the start, Moose and Quinn the chin, they would have taken 60 to the head each.
It's just like, for what?
For glory.
Yeah.
For glory.
Yeah.
Glory's it's a hell of a carrot.
Yeah. I've even got glory tattooed on my back.
Do you?
Nah, just joking.
Do you actually?
Not really.
Well, you do or you don't?
Well, it's
Either you do or you don't, Denon.
No. It's I've got a poem here.
Yep.
But it's written in a different language. So glory is written in a different language. So I don't actually have glory, but it's written in a different language.
So you do have glory?
Yes, but it's written in a different language.
Yep.
So if you know what I'm saying. So people go, oh, I've seen tattoos your back and I don't see the actual word glory written, but it's not. It's glory.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I've also got a tattoo here that kind of speaks a little bit about it.
So you're a big glory guy?
I'm a glory guy.
Yeah.
I'm a big glory guy.
Have you ever jumped in the ring?
Like I've trained and sparred on that, but no, not jumping.
Would you?
No, don't be silly, bros. Don't be silly.
Imagine the bacon in it.
Get more CTE.
Imagine you and Tom. That would be biblical. Dude, could you imagine?
Yeah.
No, but I know it's not going to happen, but could you imagine?
Yeah.
It'd be wild.
It would be funny. It would be quite funny. Seeing the big fella across from me with those wide shoulders.
Yeah.
He would have trained so he doesn't have a gut, but he has a gut.
Would he have?
For a few weeks.
Yeah, maybe.
And coming out like old school fisticuffs up like that. I could see him being the old school guy.
The Clavelli clobber.
Yeah. Real winging it, just winging it. But
It'd do big numbers.
Mate, it would sell. We could sell it.
It'd probably be Danny Green, Mundine 1, Bloke, and Tom
It
Birmingham.
should be on the Cambosis Lomachenko undercard.
You wouldn't look out of place.
The co-main.
Yeah, the co-main. Yeah, you wouldn't. I mean, it's probably a little disrespectful to Lomachenko.
To actually boxing.
To be the main. You know, you bump them down to the co. There'd be interest, though. There'd be interest.
Oh, there'd be plenty of interest. No. The thing with boxing is just like the training for it. Getting your mind in that space too, again, no.
Yeah.
And then the head knocks in training as well, and the sparring, and no, thank you, sir.
Like Jarch was saying yesterday, he's so anxious.
Yeah, and all you'd be thinking about it.
Yeah, like for the week out, particularly anxious. I was just saying to myself.
That's what I mean. You've got to be in that mind space, like a killer mind space for the whole time.
See, I'm not a killer.
Okay.
Too soft. So I think that I would find that the lead up particularly overwhelming.
And just like, this is weird. I don't know how to feel, and I don't want to really hurt someone, but I've got to if I want to protect myself. Yeah. Anyway, shout out to the boys, all the boys and girls that were involved. What an incredible feat to put together, and to be honest, like a bunch of bludgers from absolutely nowhere.
Yeah,
really.
Gladstone boys,
just battlers,
fucking crack,
absolute battlers, just like myself from country.
Well, not really.
What? I'm not a battler from the country?
You're from the Goldie.
I live on.
And they're from Gladstone, Central Queensland.
Similar-ish. Do they have a horse? I grew up with a horse. There you go. Who's more country, the bloke that grew up with a horse?
You made a fucking photo of a horse on the fridge.
No, I actually had a horse. The name was Shanty.
Shanty,
and it was a Brumby that got out of someone else's enclosure, came into ours, and then just friggin' stayed there.
Oh, yeah, forgot you're off the land.
So...
Yeah,
who's more of a country bloke? The bloke
boy
with the horse in the backyard, or the bloke that he probably lives in just a normal house in Gladstone? I don't know. You tell me.
We'll let the dribbler side show.
Okay. Jason Demetriou has parted ways, or Rabbitohs have parted ways with Jason Demetriou.
About time.
Let go Tuesday night. Oh, jeez. Rabbitohs had 2 board meetings in one day to come to a decision. Wayne Bennett has shown interest. Blake Solly confirmed they will talk to him next. Mate, what are your thoughts on the whole situation?
My thoughts is that they had to do something. It's as simple as that. I mean, we've talked about it for a couple of weeks, months even. Their record dating back to the great slide of 2023 is appalling. Dead last. Their points differential is like minus 136, rooted at the bottom of the ladder, going absolutely nowhere, showing absolutely nothing. It's from week to week, it's not getting any better. I know they've got injuries. I understand that, but you just combine that in and around the internal rumblings, Sammy Ben showing the door. You just, like for God's sake, Ilias was being touted by Demetriou as the greatest halfback at the club. That's where he'd get to, the greatest halfback ever to play for the Rabbitohs. And now they're telling him to fuck off, shopping him around, and they're getting some Pom, who apparently is not even that good.
So Reynolds' tenure at the Broncos is going to be longer than Ilias's at South.
Wow.
So
that whole Ilias thing, also the Great Slide of 23. That's almost biblical, that name, the Great Slide of 23.
It was though.
From first, Broncos were the Great Slide of 22, baby. So I'm okay. I've been there. I've felt it.
We're still sliding. That's the problem.
You haven't righted the ship. At least you made a grand final last year.
Yeah, fair. Ilias situation. How weird. Like we always. Ad nauseum, we talk about giving young halves time and patience. Like every great in the game that you can think of, your Joeys, your Freddies, your Smithies, your Billies, like anyone that knows anything about rugby league will tell you about being patient. Matty Johns, everything. And then this guy has let's just say 20 games and in some of those games he actually played okay, but let's say 20 games that weren't great. He's been to a prelim multiple times. By the time he's 23 years old now? And so basically what you're saying is the coach, we're going to sack him, but the young half that needs a good environment to flourish, we're also going to get rid of him. So which one is it? Was the young half given the right environment to be the best he can be? Well, he looked pretty bloody good under Wayne. And now you're saying, oh, well, no, he's also not good enough to stay at this club. It is bizarre to me that they're just going, yeah, Ilias, you can... Mate, I would love to have him at the Broncos. Like 100% I'd love to have him at the Broncos.
Well, mate, now the Roosters apparently are sniffing around. What does that tell you?
You're going to get him on a pretty decent wicket for a 7, as in it's not going to be too expensive. He's proven he can play good NRL footy. Like, tell me one player in that team that's playing good this year. That's to what they can play. Like, even Cam Murray, as much as he's trying his dick out, is not playing as well as we know Cam Murray can.
Yeah.
So this young 7, they're going, not playing good enough anymore. The whole team hasn't been playing that good.
Exactly right. No one's playing well. He was chosen over Adam Reynolds. That was the decision made.
Yeah.
The decision made was we're going to take Ilias instead of Adam Reynolds. He's the future of the club. Demetriou comes out and says he's going to be the best halfback for the Rabbitohs of all time.
Yeah.
And now you don't even fucking want him at all. Demetriou's gone. You could argue fresh slate, like you said. He played well under Wayne, and now, nah, bruh, fuck off. To go and get someone from England, and English halves have never done well here, ever, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Who apparently isn't even fucking that good.
Is he even a structured half, though?
Mate, people like I'm hearing shit that the scouts up there are going, this is the weirdest decision of all time.
He's a left foot kick, and we've already got Cody Walker and Jack Whiten on that left side.
Isn't he more of a ball running-ish 7?
Well, yeah, I'd be speaking out of turn. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know. English fans, let us know. You'll know more
no
than
one
us.
seems to know anything, which is concerning. Like that, talk about throwing a bloke into the fucking deep end.
Oh, imagine how much pressure's going to be in game 1.
Oh my God. And you'd be looking around going, coach just got sacked. Ilias just got fucking told to piss off. If I have a bad game, you could be feeling automatically like I'm on the plane home, basically.
Yeah.
That's the sort of environment you'd feel like you're walking into. And it wouldn't matter how many times they set you down and go, listen, mate, we're prepared to be patient with you. You got as long as you need. You go, well, how long is that though?
Yeah.
Like how long is enough? Because Ilias got dropped after a couple of games this season.
Yeah. It's
He
crazy.
was the future of the club.
Yeah. And has already put up numbers for the club. Gone to 2 prelims. Was it 2 prelims he's been
Nah,
to?
just one. So he's had 2. This is his 3rd season. So he's had 2 seasons. His first one was the prelim, and then the second one was last year. And last year was hardly Ilias's fault.
Yeah, so the first year he goes through a prelim.
Yes.
Because Renault's the year that Wayne left, that Renault left as well.
Yep.
First year. So even without Wayne, in his first year, as a 7, he took him to a prelim.
Yep.
And so it's just like, I don't understand. And then also, when he went back to play New South Wales Cup, he tore it up.
Yeah. He was. So I was at his first game, the Roosters game, because it was before the NRL game. He killed it.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Unless he's on like a massive wicket or something and they're going, mate, we just...
Well, he re-signed last year, maybe, if memory serves. Surely not on a massive wicket, though.
Well, you just
Because
couldn't.
he's very green.
And you just couldn't, because with who they got on the side. You got Walker, you got Cook, you got Murray, you got Whiten coming, you got Trell at the back. Just bizarre. I do not understand that whole... And also, even if you're getting Dodds over... one of them could be a backup. Like, it just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Now, maybe it'd be the right call, I'm not sure. But I tell you what, if I'm the Broncos, I know we got some really good boys coming through, but if you can get him at a good price, he's a great bloke to see how it goes.
Well, I think the great Cooper Cronk said the other day on the Matty Johns podcast, he was saying, I'd be looking at aging halfbacks, and there's plenty of them around. There's DCE, there's Reynolds, there's Sean Johnson. Obviously, he was saying I'd be going to that club, waiting 18 months, 2 years, learning, growing, and then all of a sudden that's your team.
Well, at the Broncos, we got Kobe Black, who was really young. He's like 18. Scored like friggin' 50 points a couple of weeks ago, where I think the Burleigh Bears beat a team like 110-0 or something like that. So he's really young, showing a lot of promise, but he's still a few years away from taking over the reins. And also, you don't know. He hasn't played NRL yet, so you don't know. So if you're Ilias, you go there, and maybe one of you's, the first few years, Ilias gets that shot, like whatever it is. Like
there's nothing wrong with a bit of competition. Nothing wrong at all.
100%. So if I was the Broncos, I'd be like making inquiries.
And particularly because, as the great Andrew John says, until you're like 27, 28, you don't really mature as a half at all. Nathan Cleary is the absolute outlier.
Even he had bad years, though. Penrith fans, some of them won't admit it, but a few years ago, there was a lot of Penrith fans saying that he needs to be gone. Him and his dad need to be gone. Yeah. And they want to pretend like that never happened. It friggin' happened. It absolutely happened. Now, it wasn't all Penrith fans. There were a lot of... probably the loud minority was saying that. The majority was like, let's be patient with this kid. He's like friggin' 20 years old. Yeah. But there were heaps of people just ripping into Nathan. And then he turned everything around. And it was... So even Cleary, who, we tiptoe around it, but he's going to be one of the greatest ever. Like... It just is what it is, guys. Let's just accept it.
He's pretty fucking close.
He's pretty close. Even he had years where his own fans were saying, move on. I'm not saying Ilias will hit those levels, but, mate, it takes time. It takes time. So, bizarre situation. Another strange situation, the COO quit same day as Demetriou. Now, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I'm sure there is way more to it that prompted his decision to leave, but I do think... and this is me just outside looking in, if there's more information to come out, I'm happy to change my opinion on the situation. But just with the information I have, that to me looks like people making decisions that aren't in the best interest of the club in key areas. And what I mean by that is if you really have the club before your own personal feelings, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be
Club first.
the club first and then your personal feelings. If you really wanted to leave because JD was leaving, wouldn't you, because you care about the club, wait a little bit rather than hitting them, with 2 punches in the eye rather than JD being, you know what I'm saying? 2 people walking out on the same day as a business is much harder to handle than one person walking out. I look at that and I go, well, surely you could have waited a little bit until things were sorted and then you make your exit. It seems.
So is he exiting in sort of like as a
same day? Could you get up the story, please?
as a sign of
I don't know
camaraderie with him?
but has apparently quit the same day, and the club apparently wanted to keep him, and he's been there for 10 years. So he's done a bloody good job, no doubt about that.
Quitting the same day is interesting.
It's
That's
all-
very interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all just reports, but yeah, he's walked out on the club over his close ties to Jason Demetriou
Right.
as the club defended their brutal sacking of the coach.
Reportedly.
Reported.
So when I see that, I'm like, look, I get it. If he's your boy, he's your boy. But surely, if there's got to, what about the club? Not everyone in that club. Anyway,
No,
Just a
I
bit
know what you
weird.
mean.
You know
I
what
know
I'm saying?
exactly what you mean. That's a weird one. And also, you're the COO. It's not like you're the director of football operations or you're in the football department.
I mean, it seems like a protest quit.
Well, it has to be close ties. They must just be bros.
Rose.
It's a big call though.
Well, and that's what I mean.
Because you would have to, from my opinion, let's say that you and I work something together. We're bros.
Yeah, bros.
We love each other. Good mates. But if you were the coach and I was the COO and and the team's going shit and I've been there for 10 years, I like the job, we can still be bros. I'll go, well, mate, like, you're not going that well. So that's probably why. I'd probably stay. But if there was something going on in the background that no one else sees and you've been wronged or fucked over, maybe that changes how I
think
approach
though,
it.
like, because got to remember that the club has been around forever, so it should be club first. So let's say reverse situation, and you were unfairly let go. I would say, mate, I'm with you, and the people that did that, I will eventually leave as well. But there's also other people in this club that I really care about.
Yeah.
And so I don't want the place falling apart for them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, but I'm not going to go the same day
Yeah.
because that's going to leave people that I care about and this club that I care about in the lurch. And although, yes, you're playing into the hands of the people that you don't like in the club, there's all these other people that you do like, and also Rabbitohs as an entity.
Yeah.
That matters the most.
Think of the club, think of the fans. And there is still no getting away from the fact that the Rabbitohs stink at the moment. And you're the coach, Jason. Like, the buck stops with you.
And also, I think
It just does.
He definitely took over defensive coaching this year.
That's all the reports. That's all the reports.
Okay,
Yeah.
not definitely. Reportedly, he took over defensive coaching. They're like 50 points lower than 16th defensively.
Yeah, they're for and against is minus 136.
And look, again, apologies if I've got that information wrong, but like there's a very hard measure of, unfortunately, not doing the job up to satisfaction. Like,
in no world should the Rabbitohs with that side be coming last.
yeah, no.
Just shouldn't be happening.
Nope. It's tough though because I have my opinion on the coaching side of things, and then you remove it to the human side of things, and fuck, I do feel bad for him. Like people waiting at the front of Rabbitohs headquarters, microphone in mouth. Like this bloke, he hasn't done anything ethically or morally wrong. He just hasn't been coaching to the standard that we expected to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's brutal.
And it gets mixed up between like he's done something morally wrong. He just hasn't done his job to the way we expected, and he just gets absolutely peppered. And you're like, mate, there's a human being there, just lost his job.
Yeah, well, the media don't give a fuck about that, and quite frankly, not many of the fans do either. The rugby league coaching would be so edge.
Oh, stuff.
It would be so fucking edge. You'd be always on, constantly. You'd be beyond stress. You'd never fucking sleep. If you go like a bastard, you get caned near to death. If you win, sure, it's fleeting, and you get wrapped up in glory, but then 3 months later in another preseason, it's all over. You know what I mean,
mate? Like Brad Arthur makes a grand final, and like 2 games into the new season, like he's already under pressure. It's like, how could you do that?
I know, and remains under pressure. Basically, everyone who isn't Craig Bellamy, you know what I mean, who isn't Trent Robinson, is under pressure.
But even Robbo was under pressure.
Well, Robbo's been under pressure this year. It's
Only
basically
Wayne
Craig
Bennett
Bellamy.
That's it.
And Wayne Bennett.
And maybe Andrew Webster. But even
but that can
happen quickly. Yeah.
That can
fall off a cliff.
That can move and move quick.
True.
I would, mate. It's Craig Bellamy. That's it, and Ricky Stewart, sort of.
Yeah.
He doesn't come under pressure really.
And some would argue that's actually wrong. He should come under pressure.
Yeah, but he's broed up.
He's broed
in the right spots.
He's broed up with an inch of his life. He is broed up with an inch of his life.
He's docking with some boys down there. You know what I'm saying? Metaphorically.
So yeah, like although we can have our opinions about Demetrio's coaching performance at the Rabbitohs, which I've actually said for quite a few weeks that I think it's over. Let's just remember there's a bloke here that's tried his hardest, failed. And he's a human. He's just lost his job. Like it's tough.
And he's not. He won't be the first, and he's not the first. Certainly not the last coach to be fired for not delivering.
Yeah,
it happens all the time. There's usually a couple of coaches a year.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder what the record year is. Probably a few years ago, it was fucking bloodshed.
I'd say at least 4, wouldn't it?
What's crazy with these coaching jobs is like, there's not many coaches around,
mate.
There's like 3.
As the great Wayne Bennett says, he argues that it's not a dearth of talent, it's a dearth of coaches. There's just not that many.
Because like, how do you train to be a coach? Like to be a footy player from 5 years old, you can train to be a footy player every 2 nights a week, and then on the weekend, so 3 days a week, you're training to become the best footy player you can be. As a coach, how do you train? Other than you finish your career and you go, you know what, I'm going to start coaching lower league. You might get 5 years of training to become an NRL head coach.
Like Ben Teo is probably the way you'd go about it, or the ideal way, starting at the bottom and then working your way up.
Which some do, but again, even let's say Teo in 10 years gets into a head coaching staff, or not even 10 years, into a coaching staff of an NRL club. That's still only 10 years of training to do it. Footy players train from 5 years old, 15 years, 3 days a week.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Against hundreds, if not thousands of other kids as well, with millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars of financial support in the city. You know what I mean? How much money is supporting coaches to be?
You've almost got to fluke your first couple of seasons.
Really do. Because after that, if you can't win your first year, you're gone off the bat.
You're gone. You're out. See you later. And you can't really come back.
Yeah.
Unless you go to the Super League and do well, maybe like Robbo did. But, like if Serraldo didn't start turning things around this year, he's gone too.
The drums were beaten.
They were beaten at the start of the year. Don't worry about that. Old Cameron Serraldo, the promised one, you know what I mean? Like
the assistant coach with the biggest profile we've ever seen. He was more famous than actual coaches.
100% he was. He was more famous than most coaches in the NRL.
Whoever is his manager, seriously, one of the great all-time.
It was one of the great PR campaigns I've ever seen.
Whereas Andrew Webster, you need new PR, baby.
He was in the paper every week, even before he'd left the Panthers.
Whereas like Webster people didn't even know he's on the coaching staff at the Penrith Panthers. And then he goes to Warriors and kills it.
People started realising when they started winning games, who's the new coach? He was an assistant coach at the Panthers. What?
Needs a new PR manager, Andrew Webster.
See, Andrew Webster, they lose this week. The drums.
Yeah, okay.
The drums fire up.
You don't want the New Zealand drums ringing.
Well, they would have lost the last 3. I think, they're coming 10th or 9th or something.
Yeah, no.
They're not going that well.
Crazy seasons. Like, they go from premiership threats, the darling of everyone, 3 bad games, and you start going, oh, shit.
It is so hectic.
Oh, Roosters, nah, I think they're done. Go and put 60 on the Dragons.
Oh, okay. They can win the comp.
They're back.
Oh, Sam Walker, what a footballer. Jeez, he's good.
Oh, what do you got there, Manny?
I was just going to say the Dragons are beating the Warriors, the Knights, the Eels, and Rabbitohs on the ladder.
The Dragons are beating them.
The Dragons are beating them.
Which is like...
It's a close season. It's tight. Real tight.
It's so weird how we have different views of different... Like Dragons, for example, we're like, decent start to the season. But they're above the Warriors. I know everyone plays different teams. I get all that. But it's just hectic to see when you actually look at the ladder.
But most people will say the Dragons suck and that the Warriors are pretty good.
Well, a few years ago, everyone was like, Dragons spoon this, spoon that. They nearly made the 8. It's 2-3 years ago.
I learnt long ago. In fact, I didn't learn long ago because I did it this season. I learnt weeks ago Dennett, that I will never bet on the Dragons to win the Spoon ever again. They just don't win them.
Yeah.
They look on paper awful. They've looked on paper awful the last couple of years, and they come out and at least for the first half of the year, they go all right.
They get enough points to just skate by.
They just skate along. You know what I mean? They go after round 10, 11, they start the Dragon slide, but they're going all right so far. Except for the weekend, actually. Anzac Day.
Awful. Absolute
Toilet.
Don't forget, Brian Toll is our Menulog Hungriest Player of the Week. Use code BRIAN, BRIAN, for $7 off whatever you buy this week. Code BRIAN. Also, Mosh, the Titans wear our Mosh Bounce Back of the Week. Join over 30,000 other guys in the Mosh Hair Regrowth family and get $50 off your first treatment plan with code BLOKEINABAR, all one word, at checkout. Now, Phil Gould's comments. Phil Gould has lashed out on 100% footy. His quote, "Our game is so stupid. You can lose a ball over the line scoring a try and you get penalised 20 metres and 7 tackles. Why? I don't know, because it's stupid. But I can just take a line drop out, and if it goes out on the full or doesn't go 10 metres, no consequences at all. Who sits and makes up these rules? Our game is stupid. Appy Coruscant try. What the hell was that? There were reports he could receive a breach notice by the NRL for the comments."
He's fired up.
Big fella's fired up.
He's fired up, mate. He doesn't like 7 tackle sets. Doesn't like them.
Look, I don't know how you can get a breach notice by saying your opinion because he's employed by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's why. Yep.
That's why they're trying to breach him.
Yep.
But it's like, hey, bruh, that ship sailed about 20 years ago when Gus Gould was in 1,000 different clubs being a commentator saying things like, now all of a sudden he's not allowed to say.
And as if, well, like, what's that going to do? You can't shut Gus up. He's part of the fabric of the game. I like him being outraged.
And, like, let's be honest, Appy Coruscant's try, like, it was a try. Like, I know by the book it wasn't a try, but come on, boys.
It was a try.
It was a try. Like, let's be real here.
That's what, and he's saying that. He's saying the rule is stupid.
There are stupid rules in rugby.
It's a very silly rule. Like, so a guy can kick it across and all you've got to do is put it down. But if it comes out of your hand, and look, I know the ones where you're talking about where it comes out of your hand and it's flopping all over the joint and you just get like a pinky on it, but you can clearly see clear control of the pressure down.
If you just lose it slightly and then you've got control over the footy, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Their argument is you have to re-grip the ball.
Why?
I don't know. I just think that sometimes, I understand the bunker's tough, because we always have a go at the bunker, but they're just going by this rule book. They open it up, they look at it, they've been told by the NRL to go, this is whatever, when this happens, you do this. When that happens, you do that. And so the bunker's just going, well, I might not agree with this, but the rule book says I've got to do it, therefore it's not a try. You know what, I'd go as far to say is the bunker person that made that decision, I bet you they thought that it was a try.
Did they come out and say it's in the rule book, therefore?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, they did. Which is like, okay, there's plenty of things in the rule book, which is ironic because only last week they came out and said, well, actually, the referee could have given 34 more penalties and they didn't. And so it's like, okay, so which one is it? You want them to call every single thing black and white, or you don't want them to call everything black and white?
But there is a level of sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? They can interpret the game how they want to a degree.
Yeah.
Like, is everyone always off back 10? No, they're not. Do they always rake the ball with their foot? No, they don't.
Oh, never now.
Never now. But you remember they went through that period where they're like, you have to rake the ball.
We're cracking down.
And then it just goes, well, what does it add to the game?
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
So you're right. One of these situations, you just go, well, surely you can just interpret that there's control there.
I feel like with the Appy Coruscant try, it's like, why are we looking for reasons not to give it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going through this replay going, how can I find something, anything, that makes it not a try? Rather than going, look, nearly everything is good. It came out, yes, a little bit of his hand, but that's part of the momentum. Like, that's part of the mechanic of getting the ball into his hand like that.
100%. Also, you could just be sitting there and just go, what's the punter going to think?
Yeah, just ask the punter. They should have a poll, a
Punter
live
poll. What do you reckon? Seriously, because I don't reckon there'd be many people out there that would have gone, Jesus, he's lost that. That's not a try.
Yeah.
No one...
Obviously,
there's going to be some dickheads
majority of people. They should, you know what? They should have a live punter poll, and they just go, punter, try, no try. They say, just boom, 89% say try, boom, try.
I'd love punter poll in the corner.
Get the punter poll in the corner. Get it going.
It'd be good stuff.
Mate, punter pole in the corner would be outrageously
What's the punter
interactive.
thing? What's the punter thing? Is this a try or is it a no try? What do the people think? You know what I mean? And like, yes, it wouldn't have, it wouldn't dictate the final call, but you could use it to allow you to make future calls on rules and
Yeah,
shit.
be like, is the punter enjoying this, not enjoying that?
Or if it's inconclusive, then
Go
we
to the
on
punter pole.
Oh,
Call a friend. Captain's
Phone a friend.
call a friend, but he calls the punter.
I like that. If it's inconclusive, instead of going what the ref said on the field, you go, what's the punter thing?
Yeah, call the punter.
Because then, if the majority of the punters are on side with the decision, you're almost protecting the refs a little
Yeah,
bit.
because they're not going to get smashed after the game.
Because you're not going to get smashed.
Yeah, I like that.
Because you got majority of the punters on you. You just go, well, mate, this is what the punter reckons.
The game's about the punter. It's for the punter.
Yeah. By the punter, for the punter.
Yeah, I like that. The punter pole. Get it in. There we go. Problem solved.
That was fucking easy, bro.
The LDV T60 has 160 kilowatts of grunt, which makes it one of the most powerful utes in its class. Auto from 38990. Drive away for ABN holders. 7-year/200,000 kilometer warranty. Whichever comes first. At that price, why go second hand when you can have a brand new LDV? Shane Flanagan's comments after the game. He said, we're playing a team this week I'm very interested in beating. After they just got beaten 60, but 60 put on them. That's been marked in the calendar for a while. Then he was asked something like, I don't know, how's it been since you've left or whatever? And he responded, I won a comp there. I don't think they won one since, have they? I love the question after, like, have they? Like, as if the obvious answer is like, well, obviously not.
Well, and as if... As if he's asking the answer for a question he knows all too well. The answer is.
It's not about me. I don't care about me, and I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about the team and the club. Funny how you just said you won a comp there.
So what I'd say, Shane, is that though what you've said doesn't work with your previous sentence. You said, I won a comp there. I don't think they've won one since, have they? And then you said, it's not about me. Well, it is, though, about you, because you said, I won a comp there. So you're making it about you and the comp that you won.
This is good old-fashioned deflection. It's prepared going in there going, you know what? Get a bit of heat off the boys.
Is it that, or is Shane bitter?
No. Look, I think he's bitter. But I think he's gone in going, you know what?
So you're saying it's both things?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. I think there's a bit of bitterness. Well, there's definitely bitterness there. Like, you can see what you're saying.
But did you see him actually say?
Yeah.
The man's bitter. The man's bitter as
There's some jaded energy. It's jaded areas.
The way he's sitting, I'm like, Shane is not happy.
But I also think he's gone, you know what? We just got 60 put on us. Let's take the heat off the boys and make it about me versus... Like Wayne does it all the time. Make it about me versus the team.
Well, Shane's the best at it. He's
loves
the best
it.
in the business. And Shane's been around the block.
Oh, yeah.
He knows what he's doing as well. I know what you're saying, because they got absolutely humped.
Like,
by
think
the
about
Roosters.
it.
60 points,
As a
mate.
coach, why would you even be thinking about that? Like, why are you thinking about Sharks when you just got beaten by 60? You should be like, you would be thinking about, fuck, that was like, you know. So I reckon he's just gone in there and gone, okay, I need to put something out there that's just going to take the heat off the boys. Because no one's talking about the fact that Dragons are going into the
definitely
derby.
worked.
No one is saying anything that 60 rugby league points were put on the Dragons on the weekend. No one's
60.
saying anything. We're talking about Flanagan's.
And they were completely, they were horse shit, really. I mean, let's just call it how it is. They were awful. The Roosters were good, but 60 points,
60
Anzac
rugby
Day,
league points.
and it's usually a tight tussle.
Well, I think they won the last two or something, the Dragons.
Going into that game, of the last 8 games, it was 4-4. The year before was 1 point. 60, unbelievable. It's genius stuff from Shane because he's led with something that's both true and deflective.
Yeah.
You know,
That's deep
the
layers.
power of it.
Yeah.
Is that he is bitter, and he's using his own bitterness to mask and
You know
shield
what?
his side.
So maybe it isn't about him. Maybe it really is about the boys because he's willing
because he's sacrificing himself
at the altar of the rugby league journos.
He's going, here, have me. Have this bitter, twisted man who took a team to the promised land,
Yeah.
built the team myself, was told to fuck off, dumped unceremoniously, I'm going to dump that man, that bit of bod all over you, cunts.
And also
and you're not going to say shit about my 60-point humping we just got.
And it's also the first time we've ever heard that he is bitter about it. Because I've never heard an interview where Flano's been like, man, they got rid of me and I won a comp there and they haven't won since. It's genius stuff. It's genius. It's rugby league.
You got to respect it.
Yeah.
I think it makes it funnier as well that it's not like he's won a comp anywhere either. Like that makes it so much funnier.
But if you assume, like we now are, that he did this to sacrifice himself at the altar,
that's what he wants people to say.
That's the genius of the line as well. Because of
so good.
Yeah, no one's ever won a comp. You haven't won a comp. No one's won comps. There's no comps won. That was the last comp that was won.
And like Sharkies look like they're in a pretty bloody good spot right now. Like they're
going.
They're on top of the comp,
and they just beat the Raiders 40-0. Nico Hines looking
so hot,
utterly fuckable.
Hair wetter than ever. I don't know how he gets his hair wetter. It must be some kind of new liquid that's coming out. Some kind of new, like H2O plus or something. Some new, I don't know. What's the word?
It's wet.
Atomic. The
wetness squared.
Chemical. Some new chemical that's been introduced into the liquid to make it look wetter.
So to be H2O squared.
Yeah, I think so.
So like double the liquid.
So yeah, pretty much. And then as you go higher, the cubed or whatever, you get into areas where it almost breaks the fabric of
to the power
reality.
of.
Yeah, when you get to the power of H2O,
yeah,
breaks reality, and also that's how you win a comp.
H2O to the power of H2O. Jesus, that's wet.
That'll rip a hole in. In space time.
Yeah,
but it'll also win you a premiership.
Could.
If
he plays with hair as wet as H2O to the power of H2O, they win the comp.
But we also step into a new dimension, a multiverse. Rips open.
Where?
Because he's ripped a hole in space and time by winning the premiership.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yes, he wins a premiership, but also the world could end as well because.
The world as we know it, Denon.
Yeah, as we know it. That's a fair point.
And we move into a world where everything's wet all the time.
Waterworld, the movie Waterworld.
Waterworld, have you seen it?
Absolute stinker, but also really good.
Awful. Awful. But a real insight into what the world's going to look like.
With Nico, you know what? He does look a bit like Nico Hines with the long hair too.
Yes, he does.
Maybe that's Nico Hines when he's older. That is actually Nico Hines
post-comp win.
Is actually the movie Waterworld. We're seeing into the future.
Yeah. It was
Holy
pathetic.
Shit, that is actually hectic.
But he's playing wet. He's playing wet weather footy, wet head footy. Old Nico. It's supposed to be wet this weekend as well. Sunday, they're talking 40 to 60 mils.
40, 60
of the
mil.
good stuff. Of the good stuff, Denon.
Mate, that's
if I'm Shane, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Thus, the sacrificing of oneself at the altar because he knows he's got a huge mountain to climb.
And also, maybe he's sacrificing himself at the altar of the footy gods, and the footy gods are going to go, you know what? Thanks for that. We're going to give you a bit of a rugby league win.
You listen, you need the footy gods on your side. You know that.
Oh, absolutely.
You need them on your side.
Speaking of movies and that, have you seen Shogun?
I am up to episode 5, I believe. Really enjoying my Shogun.
Oh.
My Shogun.
Shogun.
It is terrific, punters and dribblers. Great acting. Really loving the Oriental vibe.
Oh, yeah. Love learning.
Yeah.
Bit of seppuku, bit of
seppuku, dude. Bit of honor. A lot of bowing. I'm impressed, Denon.
Haiku offs.
I haven't seen the haiku off yet.
They come a bit later.
To it, I'm impressed with. You know of my ongoing battle against tight hips.
Yeah.
Hip flexors, tight hammies. I'm tight.
Yeah.
My trainer thinks that I'm the tightest he's ever trained. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Probably not. Yeah, thanks, Matty. When they just slip onto the ground and fold their legs, I'm like, how in the fuck are you doing that?
No.
Sometimes I wish I was born in 1600s Japan, so that I could. That's how they say it in the show. So that I could be a little more limber.
Mate, my wife, she's smaller, and she's obviously not Japanese. She's Filipino. But I don't know. She can just squat and sit anywhere. When we went to the park on the weekend, had the picnic out, everything for the winter, I had to sit on a chair because my Gary Jack kills me sitting on the ground. Yeah. I can't sit on the ground.
I'm going off the show here. Don't like chairs. Not chair people.
Yeah, they're not big chair people.
In fact, I would argue that there's not a single chair in the show.
Except thrones that they have when they have the meetings and that.
But are they still sitting cross-legged, though?
I don't know whether you've got... I don't want to spoil you.
You might have spoiled me, mate.
No, trust me, I haven't spoiled you. But they do sit in chairs, though. I'll just give you that. They do sit in chairs. Not necessarily a throne, but they sit in nice chairs.
But not often.
It's important. Just put it that way.
Okay.
Okay. But
loving it, dude. Loving it. And some people are like, it's a bit slow. I'm like, no, I like slow. It builds it up.
You aren't ready for that.
I like getting built up, buttercup.
Bro, you're getting built up and you're getting fucked.
I'm going to get fucked?
You're getting fucked.
Ooh!
You don't actually realise right now you're already getting fucked.
Is that right?
But you don't know it, baby.
Oh, damn. Fuck yeah. Just when you think that there's no good shows anymore, you get a Shogun dropped in your lap. I think it's doing 100s on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, 99s is in the 99 areas. It's got, you know what?
okay.
It's got the typical 1% haters.
Well, it's doing Don Bradman numbers.
Yeah, I like that.
It's doing
I like
Don
that.
numbers, dude. If you're doing Don numbers,
If you donned up,
if you are donned up, may rest in peace, you basically, we'll put it this way, Don Bradman's the greatest sportsman statistically of all time by some margin. So if you're putting up Don numbers, you're elite.
I agree. Agreed.
You're goated.
You goated. You donned. You donned up.
Well, what's better than goated? Donned.
Because I do feel like goat gets thrown around too much these days.
Much.
It used to,
Too much.
10 years ago, you're calling someone a goat, you're genuinely talking about like one person. Whereas like, and I'm guilty of it too, I just goat people up all the time now. Yeah, what a goat. You know what I mean? What a goat. But he's a dude that's just done like an above normal thing.
Yeah. Are you goat or you a Don?
If you're donned up, if you're a don,
It's different. It's just different.
it is
stuff.
different. It's different stuff. It's different stuff.
It's different stuff.
Hey, Matty, have you been keeping up with the Kendrick Lamar, Drake?
Oh, yeah, I'm loving it.
Bro.
Loving it.
Kendrick dropped an absolute bombshell.
Euphoria
did?
yesterday was
Kendrick
amazing.
did.
So
Drake dropped his the other week.
I'll give you. Oh, do you want to say?
I'll give you the story, the
Yeah,
line.
you give it to me, bro.
So they used to be cool. Then Drake would throw subs at Kendrick. So sub disses is basically like he's dissing him, but he's not saying his name, and only usually Kendrick will know what he's doing.
Right.
It's like me on the podcast. If I said like something that only you knew I was taking the piss out of you, but the audience didn't.
Yep.
And so they go back and forth with these like subliminal disses. So eventually about 10 years ago, Kendrick comes out with a Control diss. It's the Control verse, sorry. It's a song called Control, where he just calls everyone out. Says, you know, I got to love yous all, but I'm coming for all your fan bases. I want smoke from every single one of yous. And then
10 years ago this was.
This is like 10 years ago.
So it's been going for ages.
Well, not really, because then Drake has a Silken's like, man, if you really want to come for me, like, actually come for me. Don't, do it hard. And so he doesn't respond. He doesn't respond publicly, though, but he keeps subbing him. He keeps literally sub-dissing him for the next 10 years. So Kendrick backed him. Then probably like 2 months ago, Metro Boomin, which is a guy that has issues with Drake, and Future also has, we're talking Avengers kind of stuff here.
Yeah.
Civil War kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So Metro Boomin, Future, who used to be cool with Drake, but apparently, so Drake released a sub-diss song to Future called What Would Pluto Do? And basically, they think it's about Drake hooking up with Future's chick that he was singing.
Yep.
And basically now we just think it's Drake because Pluto is Future's nickname. We think it's him giving Future props, but it's actually him going, I slept with your girl and I'm doing what you would do. And then Future doesn't like him. So Future and Metro Boomin, they create an album together.
Yep.
They released a song on that album called Like That. Kendrick, out of nowhere, releases a verse and it just sets everything alight. Like goes after J. Cole and Drake. Anyway, so everyone's like, all right, finally, it's been brewing for ages. Everyone's known that J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick have had tension. Now, I have to rewind because about a year ago or so, Drake and J. Cole released a song called First Person Shooter. And in that song, J. Cole talks about 3 goats. Like, is it me, is it Aubrey, or is it Kendrick?
Yeah.
And the rumor was that Drake had approached Kendrick to do a verse on that. But Kendrick said, get fucked. Like, we've had tension for ages. Like, I'm not doing no verse with you.
Yeah.
And so on the Like That verse, Kendrick said, there's no 3 goats. It's just me. Like, it's not the big 3, it's just big me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he releases that diss. J. Cole releases a diss called 7 Minute Drill. It's basically saying, because J. Cole and Kendrick are pretty cool together. They don't have that much issue. It's really the issue is Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah.
So it's basically Cole, having a few decent, okay dabs, but it's not really that good. And he's basically saying, mate, I actually like you. Like, we're actually mates.
Yeah.
So it's pretty meh. But it's enough where you go, okay, he said his thing back, it's all good. But then that weekend after the diss, J. Cole gets up on stage and apologizes for the diss. It says, I'm sorry, Kendrick, I didn't mean it. I don't want this energy. I'm all about love and peace.
Backs out.
He backs out. He says, oh, I'm all about love and peace, baby. Not only that, he apologizes. He deletes the track.
So puts it out, deletes it.
He puts it out, deletes it. In the meanwhile, all these other people come out of the woodwork and start dissing Drake. So Drake comes out a few days later or a week later, releases a song dissing everyone that had a crack at him, going, what is this, like a 20v1, fuck all you, whatever. Anyway, so that all happens, and then a few weeks go by, and then Kendrick drops his diss track where basically, so Drake released a diss track called Push-Ups, which is like, it's okay, the lyrics aren't that deep, you know, it's just a decent kind of club song.
Right.
You can dance to it. And he releases another song as well called Taylor's Freestyle, which is using AI, using Tupac. Now, Tupac is West Coast. Kendrick is West Coast. And Snoop is also used on that track. But Snoop gave the crown of the West Coast to Kendrick. And so Kendrick found that really disrespectful. Everyone found that really disrespectful.
Well, hang on. Kendrick found that disrespectful, or Drake found
As in found them using AI. So Kendrick, the fact that he would use AI of Tupac, one of the goats of rap.
Yeah.
And so Kendrick released his response yesterday, and it's not a club banger, but the lyrics are so deep. You listen to it over and over again, and you'll be finding all this new stuff, and it's a banger. So now Drake's on the clock now. He's ready to go after this.
So just fucking drilled him.
He drilled him in the sense of the technical ability that he showed is like Drake just can't get that technical ability. But he did it in a way where he's saying, there's more stuff I know. So if you want to go there, let's fucking go there. But if you want to keep it surface level, we can. So if Drake responds, which he will, and he will go low, then we're going to see Kendrick go. Then Kendrick's going to go all the way in.
Then it's on.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, that's when it gets really personal. Look, it already has gotten personal. Like Drake in the first diss brought up Kendrick's wife, and like as soon as you do that, it's like,
oh, that's pretty personal.
It's like we're on here.
Extremely personal.
But in all that, in the Kendrick song, he says, "Why are you coming at me? You should be going at Pusha T, because Pusha T dissed the fuck out of Drake so much. They went back and forth, and Pusha T released such a hectic diss that Drake didn't respond to it. He just went on a podcast later and said, "Oh, he crossed the line. It was too far." And everyone's like, "What the?" So,
rap beef, dude.
Right, it's the best ever.
How good?
It's literally the best ever.
That was very succinct. The breakdown.
That was very good. That was
extremely
very good.
Succinct.
I'm deep.
He was almost just like his subconscious was talking. There. I felt like
I was in the flow state.
You were in the flow state in a big way. Can I ask you this? Whose was better, Kendrick's diss of Drake or Taylor Swift's diss of Kimmy K?
Taylor Swift's diss. Okay. When you name a song Thanks Amy and you capitalize KIM, that is not smart.
It's not subtle at all.
There's no...
It's not creative.
If you want to name... And I'm a Swiftie fan. Her last album, I love it. Reminds me of Paris. We were with the missus. There's so much connection to that album for me. It's one of the most connected albums I have in my life, seriously, because it was such a good trip with my missus. This album, if you name it The Dead Poets Society and then you're capitalizing Kim, like... That's like literally a grade 7ers idea of being like, wow, look how smart I'm being.
Yeah.
Super weird.
It's not smart at all.
It's like, oh, it's about Kim. Yeah. You got us.
But you could have just called it Thank You, Amy, and
left it.
People would have figured it out.
Of course they would have.
Yeah.
If you read the lyrics.
It's just, Look, I do think the Taylor Swift recent album is like,
I haven't listened.
It was average.
No good?
There's some good songs on there, but it's mostly average.
Look, I think it's someone that is so killing it right now, because she is, that they just think everything's going to be a win. You know, you get in that mindset of like, I can do anything and everything.
Yeah.
And she's just released something that's like...
The Dead Poets Society.
Well, apparently, so this is the yarn. This is the yarn on that.
About?
Apparently that was the name of a group chat of her ex-partner.
Right.
It's an actor. And so that's
you wouldn't want to date her because she'll fucking come for you.
Every album,
even people that dated her for 5 minutes are getting slammed.
But like, what's ironic is she's like built a career on like, you know, going against like blokey blokes, like you know, masculinity, all that kind of stuff. Not built a career, but like very anti that or whatever. Yes. Then goes in a relationship and like is going to be forever with the biggest chat in history.
Yeah.
Kelsey, so you never believed all that? Like, or he's just different, is he? Like, he's just different.
Yeah,
like,
he's
a dog. Hey, he's got a newsflash for you. He's a dog.
Yeah, big jock energy.
That her big song All Too Well, which released in over 10 years ago and then re-released a few years ago as the 10-minute version. Now, there's a big thing about the 10-minute version. That was about Jake Gyllenhaal, and they dated for 3 months.
Yeah, Jake got his nuts ripped off.
3 months. That's
months.
like not even dating.
It's even referenced in the song that it was 3 months.
Jake got his,
I think,
ball sack ripped off.
And like 3 months, honestly, is that even dating? Like that's like we hung out for a bit.
That's not dating.
We hung out for a bit.
That's we went on dates.
Yeah. But like dating?
Dating as in we're going out, like we're going
Girlfriend,
out together.
boyfriend.
That's no.
Very like 3 months and you're getting
That's when you're starting. If it ends, then it was never anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Look, yeah, latest album.
They work in mysterious ways, these
very different.
These famous types.
So I hope she goes back to the drawing board. I actually think she needs to take some time off to build and craft a really good, because her last album, Midnights, that took a few years to get it together.
Yeah, Midnights was great.
Great album. Yeah. Great album. But this new one, sorry, Tay, not for me. I know you're a big fan of this podcast, so I know it's going to hurt your feelings.
She's a big bloke fan.
But
huge.
I got to be honest. I've got to be honest.
Where would you be without your integrity, Darren? Without your authenticity?
Not sitting here, that's for sure.
No, you wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be sitting here.
No.
I wouldn't be sitting here.
Tell you what, Jake Gyllenhaal didn't turn up to Taylor's 21st birthday when they were dating. Fuck, she's got some mileage out of that. There's so many songs about that. Like, that's the whole like song of All Too Well, and like there's a bunch of other songs just about him not showing up to her birthday.
You know what I don't get is like
how not showing up to her birthday. Interesting.
You know what I can't get, and I said this to my missus as well, my wife. I was like, how does she have so much emotions about things? Like, surely the well has run dry of giving a fuck after the 10th. Do you know what I'm saying, though? Like, look, if you're in your 10th long-term relationship and it hasn't worked out, how do you have so many emotions to still write a whole album about? By the 10th relationship, you're like, man, it was just shit. It didn't work. That's the amount of emotions I would have towards it.
We're blokes, though.
Yeah, I get that. But look, 10 albums...
It's a lot.
That's a lot of emotion. And there's nothing wrong with emotion. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying it's just a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
Like to pour all that energy and that commitment into like 10 relationships and then write albums.
It'd be draining.
It'd be draining, exactly.
Fuck, dude.
A lot of emotion. Very hard for me to kind of square away.
But she obviously has a...
is that the healthy way of getting rid of it?
Potentially, but she has a plethora of emotion. She has a lot of it. Yeah. And it has allowed her to write a shitload of successful albums. Whereas if I was a singer-songwriter, which I'm not, newsflash, it would be very vanilla, bland.
I've got one album.
I don't access my emotions properly.
I got one album in me. After that, I'm done.
What would it be called?
I don't know. Beaks Band or something like that?
Beaks Band.
Well, on the spot, what do your bloody be called?
Beats Band.
I don't fucking
love it.
What's yours called?
I was talking about your album and what would it be about?
Yeah, it's self-titled.
You said you had one.
Yeah, album in me, as in the emotions to pour out.
And what would you sing about?
Well, nothing at the moment because I'm in a happy relationship and I'm wifed up and got a son, so I'm good. Like it'd be a happy album.
And would that be the song?
It'd be a happy album.
Wifed up and got a kid, so I'm good.
Like, yeah, got a wife and it's a healthy relationship and we talk about things and we really enjoy each other's company.
And then at night I get to watch Shogun.
Yeah, together. And we talk about it after and then we go down and have picnics and I sit on the seat while she sits on the ground because she's Filipino and got really loose hips. That's what I would say.
Banger.
That's a banger.
Banger.
What would you write?
Might just be manly. Manly.
What, 13
like
tracks
10 hours. Yeah, 13 tracks of manly.
I reckon you could write a song about 2008 grand final.
Yeah. Or, when we put 50 on you and that State of Origin game. Like all the happy moments, probably.
You could write a sad song about pretty much the last 20 years of Origin.
Yeah, I could. There's a lot of pain there. Pain I'm not prepared to unpack.
Not ready to go
I'd
there.
rather have it buried deep, deep, deep within. That's what I find. I find sometimes that's the way to go when it comes to rugby league and State of Origin in particular is just bury it.
Just bury it.
All the way deep with it. Down inside you.
Don't forget, to be honest.
Beaks Band. It's good.
Beaks Band.
It's really good.
Because we'd be a band together. Happy band. You know what I mean?
So I'm in the band.
Yeah, fucking oath you're in Beaks Band.
Okay, cool.
What do you want to be?
Front man.
There you go. You can be the. It's called Big Span. I'm like in the back. Don't even have a fucking instrument.
Yeah.
We can be, like Blink 182, how they like kind of have two front bands, don't they?
Yeah.
Do that.
Okay, cool.
What would Tom be?
He'll be a drummer.
Drummer?
Because he actually is a very mediocre drummer.
And he actually was in a band.
Yeah, called the Drifts. The Drifts. Pathetic. Awful band. Awful band. Dog shit. Look them up. Listen to their songs.
The Drift.
I think they were called Drifts. DRIFFS. Worst name of all time.
What F's was that? That's not a
Drifts.
word.
I don't know. No one knows, mate. It's just like young 20-something trying too hard energy.
Yeah, it's kind of anarchist energy, getting that just the anger and me against the world out of you kind of stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay.
Like, fuck the free world.
Yeah, like I'm young and I know what I think and I know better than people that have come before me. I've got all the answers and you've never been through this yourself, old person, so you shut up and listen to me as a young person.
Teenage angst. That's Drifts.
Okay, don't forget to become a Finlander by going to Finland with a PH, finland.com.au. Plenty of great prizes throughout the year. Let's get to some tips, shall we? South Sydney Rabbitohs. Look, we haven't really talked about rugby league on this podcast today.
Well, we talked about the Rabbitohs and how shit they are. We did talk about that. So that was something.
Okay. Rabbitohs, Penrith Panthers. Rabbitohs $4, Penny Panthers $1.25.
You can't.
Cleary's out.
Yeah, he is out, but they still win without
Isn't
him.
that? It's interesting.
What? I heard hammy niggle.
Well, they're saying they're resting him just because like hammies can be, touch and go and he's had history or whatever. But it is, I think, put it this way. If they're resting him because they're a bit worried about his hammy, then they'll probably rest him again next week. Because it's like, until you are 100% sure about that hammy, do not put him on the footy field.
Hammies are notoriously fucked.
Well, when I was when I was playing, it was always, my physio always said anyway, when you think you're right with a hammy, wait another week. Okay. So when you can make, like you do all the fitness drills and you're good to go, wait another week.
So we are we're the 2nd of May. Origin's in 5 weeks. 5 weeks till Origin. Rest up, bruh.
Rest up.
Bruh.
Leg up. Because it's your
Rest
series.
up, mate.
This is a series of all series. No, I mean, he's got plenty more ahead of him.
Game 1 in New South Wales?
Yep.
I think it is.
Yep.
So we have to win that. We have to.
Yeah.
We must. We absolutely must. If we don't win that, we're absolutely fucked. So you rest up, Nathan, because this is your series. Remember last year we decided that this was your series?
And you've got 3 comps already, bruh.
Tom's calling.
Oh, here
Should
we go.
See what he has to say?
Yeah, see what he has to say. Late as usual.
Look at him.
Oh, my God. That's the most punchable face in the history of mankind.
Doesn't he look? He looks punchable, doesn't he?
Yeah. Very punchable. How's it going, bro?
Hold on. I got my pina colada.
Oh.
That's good shit.
Bro, it's like literally not even the middle of the year. You're already having holidays.
Mate, I had 3 holidays cancelled last year due to infant sickness, so it's fucking well overdue. Thank you very much.
Can you just walk us through how you were trying to claim that apparently it's the first time my kids stopped us from doing a podcast together?
Oh, yeah. So when was that? Was that
last week?
Was that last Wednesday when you couldn't do a potty because you said that you had to look after your kid? Oh, sorry. Is that a palm tree just above me? Oh, Jesus. I'm sitting under a palm. Yeah.
Can you... No, we're not recording this. Face it to the camera.
You couldn't do it because of your kid.
Hey?
Oh, don't worry, buddy. I'm screen recording this, bitch.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you send us for the content. But so are you going to come back, or are you just going to keep bludgeoning for the rest of the year?
Honestly, dude, like I don't know because there's like I'm a bit of an island boy, and not like those freaks from America island boys. Like
not like island boy.
I've got some. Not an island boy. I'm just an island guy. Look at that. Can you see the water lapping up? Look how chilled that is, dude.
That does look.
Bro, you look like a bloke off In Between Us.
Look how burnt he is, bro.
Yeah.
Look how burnt he is. Come on, you got to put that screen on, bro. Jesus Christ.
That's me natural schnoz. What are you talking about?
You look burnt to shit. Look at your forehead.
You need some.
That's just the lighting, bro. I'm fucking gorgeous. I'm a golden brown. Fucking Anzac biscuit, dude. I look fantastic.
You look like you've just dipped yourself in sunscreen.
Dude, what do you think about my bucket hat? They're calling me the Fijian Fisher. They keep fucking thinking I'm gonna DJ out here. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not Fisher.
Jesus, mate.
Same rig as Fisher.
Yeah, dude, I know. Well, they caught me at the gym. I was doing some training in the morning, and they saw me. And they're like, dude, are you Fisher? I said, no, I'm not.
You've been to the gym, have you, mate?
Fuck no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Pina coladas, dude.
Pina coladas,
Pina
baby.
coladas.
How'd that cigar go last night, mate? How'd that cigar go last night?
Mate, it was good. I've actually got a little bit left over because I got a little eager and I just sat there by myself outside smashing it. And then I was like, you know what? If I have any more of this, I might actually just pass out. It's a bit much. But it tasted delicious. Anyway, look, I'm going to let you guys get back to sitting on the fence. And I'm going to go and maybe just enjoy a bit more of that stuff. Maybe go and lay by the ocean. Maybe get in the pool. I've got no kids at the moment. They're at kids club. One of them might be sunburned. Is that the fault of the parent? I don't know. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to see you guys later.
All right, mate. You fuck
All
off
right,
now.
you fuck off, mate.
See you, bro.
There he is.
What a complete waste of time.
Absolute Derek. Thomas, the great Thomas, calling in arrogantly.
Can I tell you something? He looked like shit. He looked like shit.
It looked like he was day 3 of a boys trip, to be honest.
He didn't look. He looked. The in-betweeners comment. You nailed that.
He does. And
He
I barely
looked like
watched
he
that.
was straight out of the UK.
Yeah, straight out of the
Like
UK.
Liverpool or something.
Never been out of the country. First trip overseas.
First trip overseas, excited, pina colada, weird hat on.
Arrogant as well. Like thinks that where he comes from is the center of the universe.
Burnt
kind of
already.
stuff.
Yeah.
Really saying uncouth things that are culturally insensitive.
Really culturally insensitive. Did you pick up on that?
A lot of cultural insensitivity.
Really culturally insensitive. Anyway, Panthers win.
Okay.
Panthers win, definitely.
Manly Raiders. DCE, good to play. Olakau'atu out.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Hamole, huge out, but Manly win and win well.
Yeah, Manly.
Surely.
Yeah. I'm with you. Broncos, Roosters. I'll tell you what, Roosters at 297
I
is
think
juicy
you're getting value for the Roosters. I'm surprised the Broncos are such heavy favourites. You put
Same.
60 on the Dragons, no one respects you, no one gives a shit.
And also, we played the Tigers and we didn't actually play that well against the Tigers last week.
It's a weird old competition, mate. I think Roosters are not a special, but I like the price. I'm going to go Roosters at that 3.
297 is juicy. Juicy. I wonder what the line is.
It's 8. It was 8 yesterday.
That's
8.5.
Get around that.
8.5's a lot.
Yeah, get around that. Get around it. Especially like a few late tries, bring it back in close. Come on.
Gobble that up, don't you?
Doggies versus Tigers.
I like the Dogs.
I'm surprised the Dogs are this short. $1.37 compared to $3.13 for the Tigers.
People are starting to vibe the Doggies.
Vibe the dog. Look, okay, this is how I feel about it. I'm going Tigers because I feel like mental fatigue may be a factor for the Doggies. And why do I say that? Like their last month of footy, they obviously had the bye, but their last month of footy has been very tight games. They had the game against the Storm. They had the game against the Roosters, which was like a million injuries. They had the huge performance against the Knights, so they got up for that. Look, if they can go out there and put a score on the Tigers as their last month of form would suggest, then I'm going, could they make the 8 this year? But I just think they're a pack that's punching above their weight, which is a compliment. So I think at some point over the next few weeks, we're going to see a performance where they're just a little bit mentally tired from being so up for the last month of footy.
We'll see.
But I'm happy. I want to be wrong.
Listen, I'm picking the Dogs, but you'll be showing your class if you pick that.
Look, I want to be wrong because
class.
I want the Dogs to go well this year, and I'm happy to come in. If they come out and pound the Tigers, I'll be like, how good. This Bulldogs team.
Well, do you think the Tigers are that good?
I think they have moments where, like, for example, first half against the Broncos, they dominated the Broncos, but the Broncos are just such a weird side where they just like somehow score length of the field tries that you go, well, like you look up and you're like, we're 16-0 down. We've had more possession, more runs, more meters, more post contact, more everything, and we're down 16-0. I actually think the Tigers' first half at the very least was decent. They just couldn't, get the. So yeah, look, I just think the Bulldogs will be a bit mentally fatigued from the month of footy that they've had. Could be wrong. Happy to be wrong. I'm going to come in here Monday if they kill it, and I'm going to say, guess what, guys? I was wrong.
Yeah, you're going to have to put your hand up, mate. A lot of people pissed off by that.
But it's just my opinion.
A lot of people pissed off by that tip.
Just my opinion.
A lot of people pissed off by that tip.
Titans Storm. I think, look, the line, I think it's like 13 or something like that. But 495, if you're just looking to go crazy, I don't mind it. I know the Storm are looking hot, but
I think the Storm will win, but I don't. I'd like the look of the line.
495, and they've just beat the Warriors at home. Again, I'm not picking them
On
head-to-head.
Anzac Day?
On Anzac Day.
First time New Zealand been home for a while, if not ever.
I'm picking
for
Storm
an Anzac
head-to-head,
Day
but-
clash. Yeah, Storm to
But
win.
there's juicy value there, in my opinion.
100%.
Cowboys, Dolphins.
I'm going to go the Cowboys because they're at home, but it wouldn't shock me if the Dolphins won.
Yeah, 309's all right, to be honest. I'm going Cowboys head-to-head. Knights, Warriors.
Warriors have got to win this game.
I'm going Wires.
They've
13
got
plus.
to win this
I'm
game.
going Wires.
They
13
have to.
plus.
They have to.
If it's not the season's definitely on the line, but their perception of their season is on the line because the drums will fucking be hammering if they lose.
3 on the trot against mediocre opposition. Would it be Dragons, Titans, Knights, maybe?
Yeah,
That's not good.
not good at all.
That's not good enough.
Big game.
That's not good enough at all.
Sharkies, Dragons. I'm going Sharkies.
Sharkies to win and win well.
Alrighty, that's us done. Make sure to grab some Good Day, grab a case of Bloke beer, and don't forget Monday 6 p.m. Bloke jerseys, limited edition. Won't be redoing them. Monday 6 p.m. Be there. And as usual, I'll go and fuck myself.
Love your work, bro.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.